or as we started streaming again. So hopefully we can get back to where we were. But
Sure.
really excited about it. I think as the players come out, and we start getting these juicier games. I think it'll happen. And also we got to start having events like start getting some of the big names out here to play again. I don't think any of them are ready to quite make that leap yet. But I think in the next month or so, I think you'll start seeing the games pick up quite a bit.
You know Brad Owen, right? He was talking to me the other day. He was thinking about where he was going to go on his next trip, and he mentioned Austin.
Yeah, actually, so I talked to Brad, and he's. Yeah, I don't think he was quite comfortable yet doing it, but I think, I do think Austin is on his list of places to go soon when he feels it's comfortable to do so. But
some of these YouTube guys, they need to get footage, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They do. Well, we get a raise here from John with pocket tens, and Mark here looks like he has limped. Or it looks like he has, limp and a call where he was straddling, he defended. King, queen, 5. This is most likely going to go bet fold. Sometimes I can see the cards. Deuces is going to peel here. I don't know if he's planning on trying to take it away here on the turn or what. And I also don't know exactly what John is doing. So you always know you're in a good game when the commentator who can see the cards doesn't really understand what's going on or the actions that the players are making here. John has bet twice with 10-10 on this board, and Mark with deuce-deuce has called it. And I assume he's raising because he's putting chips in the pot. He can't call. He's going to raise it to 295. Well, and that should get it done. But definitely unorthodox, I would like to say. This could be one of the hands that we put in the highlight reel here. And 10-10 is going to call. Well, 10-10 blocks the sort of draws in the form of Jack-10. The river is an 8. Pot is 825. This is like the largest pot. John is first to act with the red 10-10. Deuces floated the flop, raised the turn.
Bet this.
I mean, he's got to know that he's no good. Again, I mean, I think the problem here for 10-10 is that you block some of the draws here in the form of Jack-10, but maybe John's got some sort of read here, some sort of live read. 365 on the river, not a big bet. That's not a big bet here. So this guy's getting like 4-1, something like that. Yeah, 4-1. Called the turn. Now it looks like this guy, it looks like Mark might be making some sort of value bet. I think he might actually be scared by the fact that it's so small. The bet's so small. This one is definitely, and it looks like he's gonna make the call. See if we can get a shot of Mark. Oh, yes, I was going to say Mark's like, how do you call me with that shit? Raise it up here by John in the big blind. King 8 of diamonds. Flops top pair. Chaz here with some bluff raising chips, it looks like. He has a backdoor flush draw, and that's about it. And again, we're seeing a lot of blind versus blind play here, 5-handed. Obviously, John going to continue on here with King 8. 225 to the turn. Turn is a 3. And Chaz is going to continue. And it looks like he's going to overbet the pot here. 265. Possibly trying to play off the fact that he could hit this board maybe a little bit harder than the big blind's opening range. But sometimes as your opponent gets polarized, you'd almost rather have a pair of eights here than, say, like a hand like Jack-Jack as an overpair, because you block some of the two-pair and set combos, and John continues on. The river is a 6, which completes one of the draws here in the form of 9-10. Pot is 755 now. Is Chaz going to go for it? Looks like he is cutting out, again, a pot-sized bet, maybe 750. 850, so he's going to overbet here, the river. And John is cutting out calling chips here pretty quick. So bet, flop, raise, overbet turn by Chaz with pure air, followed here by an overbet on the river. 9-10 now gets there. And I've seen Chaz in a few episodes. This is just like an entirely random one. I would have thought that he would not just have pure air in this particular spot. 9-6, 5-6 or some of the straight draws that missed. Again, he'd have to turn that hand into a bluff if to pair it up on the end. Jack-10 suited with a backdoor, maybe, something like that. And this is where, I think so. And then you get the fold. And so the bluff gets through there by Chaz. I was going to say, this is maybe one of these spots where people get a little bit confused with the new school terminology with poker and mix up some concepts, because some people might look at that and they might, if they've heard of this thing called the MDF, minimum defense frequency, and, they're facing a pot-sized bet on the river and they're like, well, I need to call with half my hands here to make a bluff not profitable for my opponent. Is King 8 in my top half of hands? And they're like, well, I've got all the overpairs. Those are better hands to call with, when in fact, I think in that particular scenario, it would actually be more about blocking some of the value that our opponent is representing, by either having a hand like pocket nines that blocks 9-10, or just having a pair that blocks sets and two pair. So I'd rather have King 8 there than, say, like Jack-Jack, or even Queen-Queen for that matter. Now, I know that Marley Cordero actually has a federal suit that was filed in Nevada that's active against Postle, filed in Nevada. So who knows what's going to come with that. Raised up here by Uno Mas with 2 black 10s.
Can you rescan your cards again? What? Just spread your cards out over the camera. Just rub them over that dot. Yeah. Your dot right there in front of you? Yeah. On your left card? Your left card? Yeah. And then the other one. You gotta do them by after the 150. You gotta call, a fold, and a call. They just both have to be on the scan at the same time.
So call here by Big R with 4-5 of clubs, and wow, Chaz going really wide here. 7 deuce of spades. 10s is still the best hand here. Big R playing a very aggressive post-flop game. We saw him squeeze with the King 7 off, won it. Saw him just bluff with the 7-3, won it. And I think this is going to get Peter to basically, he's going to have to fold the best hand here. I mean, he checks with pocket 10s as the pre-flop raiser. It goes bet 300 and a call. How can you overcall with 10-10? Turns a 3, so 4-5 now picks up a gut shot and actually has 2 overcards. Well, no, excuse me, I thought it was bottom pair. Does not have 2 overcards, just with the gut shot here. But he looks like he's going to continue to fire here. 675. This guy's got some heart here. But Chaz has picked up backdoor spades, which is going to keep him in this hand. So Big R is going to have to really have some heart and go for 3 barrels if he doesn't catch an offsuit 6 here. Because Chaz picks up the backdoor spade draw with the 7 deuce of spades. And here we go to the river. River's a king. Well, I mean, it would be credible for Big R to have a king, but if you're Big R, aren't you concerned that Chaz has a king? But he's going to go for it here. 3-barrel bluff. Oh, it's is it? Oh, it's 1,300. Wow. How can you call? 4, 5 of clubs, and he shows it. $6 in tip chips. Wow.
I don't know. Did you hear me screaming and yelling real loud? Fold, fold.